option. I heard you loud and clear. Now I know I'm in my power, and you're not welcome back here. It goes 3, 2, 1. I was seeing through your mask, then I course correct itself. Your manipulative tactics you can play on someone else. What is up, besties? It's your girl, the Karmic DF, back to you again with another video. And besties, what the fuck is up? I haven't been here in like a week. How are y'all doing? I know, it's been a while. I haven't talked. Your girl's been exhausted. She's been drained. She's been focusing on TLC, because self-care is what? It's not an option, no, bestie. It's a necessity. So anyway, in today's video, I covered anxiety because it's been requested for a while, even when it fell off the voting playlist thing and the thing with the thing. Oh. The post community tab. That's it. So basically, I already did the reading. It's a long one, but in it, Spirit tells us multiple avenues in which it's coming from. They explain to us what anxiety literally is, and then steps that we can take that are necessary that'll help ease the anxiety symptoms. So if you're someone that struggles with an anxiety disorder, panic attacks, grab some snacks, take some notes. I hope that this helps you. That was the goal with this reading. Also, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys want for this week. I gotta make another poll. I just haven't done it yet because I've been sleeping like 11 hours a night. Like, I don't even know what's going on. It is what it is. I did just release someone recently that I've been making excuses for too long, and it's too late to apologize. It's too late. But anyway, so today's reading is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Your bestie is not a medical professional. And yeah, if you want to book a private reading with me, I am almost caught up. I have like 10 more clients to do. I'm doing my best, bestie. So if you want to book a reading, thekarmicdf.com. And yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok if they still got it. As always, thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. And if you're new here, bestie, smash the subscribe button. Come join the fam. You want to be a part of this? We want to be part of this. Let's go. So without further ado, besties, let's just look at anxiety through the eyes of spirit. What we need to know, how we can better get a grasp on it, how we can better enjoy life. And yeah, Spirit also told me that they weren't going to be able to cover everything in just one video. So they focused on the things that people struggle with the most. So you might also feel like this is a personal reading. If you're someone that likes the general messages, because it kind of like felt that way in the reading. I could feel like some of my clients that I've already read for, I could feel some of their things kind of popping out. So I wouldn't be shocked if some of my clients are watching this video. What's up, besties? How are ya? Andrea, Cigar, who else? Shout out. Whatever. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoy this. I hope that this helps you. If you know anyone else that struggles with anxiety, please share it with your friends, because hopefully this will help people not really battle it, but learn to work with it. So without further ado, I feel like I said that already. I hope that you guys have an excellent week this week. Let me know what you guys want to see for the other video for this week. And without further ado, all alleged and for entertainment purposes only, besties, what is anxiety from a spiritual perspective? What do we need to know? Where is it coming from? What should we do about it? How can we minimize it? All that and more in the reading. So let's get into it. All right, besties. So we are going to take a look at, from Spirit's perspective, what is anxiety? What do we need to know about it? Maybe how we can also just get ahead of it. Basically, what are the things that we are missing that makes anxiety so prominent in today's culture? All alleged, and I am not a medical professional. And I'm going to shuffle one more time for the camera. What does Spirit want us to know about anxiety? What do we need to know? How does it work? What's going on here? Any and all information. All alleged. I am not a medical professional. Let's go. Three of Wands, expanding. Yeah, we don't like when we don't know what to expect. It's like a lot of us have foundational issues. This could be like childhood, where you might have had tumultuous parents. So like a mom that
that was aggressive, or a father that wasn't in the family in the younger years. It's like we don't have a solid ground, and it's like it reminds me of the saying low lows, high highs. So if your roots are really deep, you're going to grow a lot. Or like it's reminded me also of the saying of the person that never takes any chances. They'll always live in kind of mediocrity. They won't really have low lows because they never face their shit, but therefore they won't have high highs either. Like I'm seeing the roots grow longer and therefore the tree growing higher, meaning like the more solid we feel within ourselves, the less likely we are to be anxious, because we have to be solid within ourselves to reach things that are outside of our view. And with Three of Wands, it reminds me of expanding. So it's like, if we settled for mediocrity, the anxiety would kind of chill a little bit. It's really just like, and notice like it looks like energy going through the tree. So it's like we feel energy, but we weren't taught what that meant, like in our society, period. So I also see something about anxiety not necessarily being something to fear. It's more energy than it is like our mind makes it more than what it is kind of the vibe. Yeah, because I'm hearing the song, I'm really trying to make it more than what it is, because everybody dies, but not everybody lives. And then I could have this moment, which reminds me of like being mindful and present. So it's like the lack of that foundation, the lack of inner growth leads to feeling like I'm not on stable ground. Ace of Wands. Yeah, the new shit. Also, there is a side note here of like new things entering into our body, with the Ace of Wands literally having energy going down to the person. This reminds me of sugary foods, high fructose corn syrup, caffeine. I'm hearing it's like we're not being fed the right things to energize the body. Notice how in this ace, the energy is going down to the body. So it's like, it's reminding me of this guy that I dated for like a week, where it was like he would wake up, drink a bunch of like monsters, smoke weed from the moment he woke up to the moment he went to bed, and he would sleep for like 4 hours, and then he would be like, yeah, I'm living my best life, and like he couldn't sit still. So I do think there is something here about like the processed foods, what we drink, what we put into our body having an effect on us. Because what I'm seeing is like, I'm seeing humanity, and I'm seeing an X over the body and a thumbs up over like processed foods and chemicals. So there is something here about like the industry knows the side effects. That's why they got to say it, like, oh my God, how many times have we seen like a depression med, especially if you live in America, depression med commercial where it's like side effects include wanting to kill yourself. And it's like, bro, I'm supposed to take this for depression. So there's definitely something here about the shit we put into our body for sure. And then not real, I can't speak for other countries, but I'm assuming it feels the same in a lot of other countries similar to America in the socioeconomic type. But there's something here about not having a firm foundation in our country and globally speaking, which is leading to anxiety, overwhelm. What I'm seeing is like people watching the news and people listening to what's going around the globe. And it's like, oh my God, new wars, new things to worry about. And this is spirit again, kind of saying, turn off the news. It's not beneficial to you. You're picking up the fear that the anchor is having. And you also have to remember, like, they're all kind of ruled by the same thing. So expect them to be fear-mongering, because psychology, I wish I could find, but I'm sure if you Google it, you could find it somewhere. There's something about the news doesn't do well if it's positive, and that's why they do the fear-mongering. Think about clickbait, right? I mean, I have to do it a little bit too. So we live in a world that knows that fear gets more results. Not that it's necessarily a good thing. So there's something here where they're like pushing fear into our body, and generationally too, right? Like the roots of our ancestors, the roots of our parents. So it's like, again, going back to family, right? Did you have a mom that maybe was too in her masculine energy because maybe the dad wasn't around and maybe she had to take care of things? So it's just like, it's reminding me of a lot of the podcasts I listen to of like science experts, where apparently like cortisol is contagious. So if someone is stressed out and you're within like 5 feet of them, you can literally scientifically take on their stress. Same thing with like if someone is sweating and they're in their fear energy, the fear is leaking out into the sweat. So it's like being more mindful about what we consume energetically and physically. Seven of Swords in reverse. The company you keep. That's what the Seven of Swords in reverse is. It's like a self-deceptive type of energy where it's like we hold on to things and places and people that don't necessarily do us good. But yeah, I'm being drawn to my skull crystal where it's like, it reminds me of like a death, a transition. So it's like we fear losing people because it's reminding me of like dating a guy who treats you like crap, but you're afraid to lose him because what if he changes, and what if someone else out there can't be what you need, and what if this is the best it's going to get? A lot of mental energy, and going right back to mindfulness. It's like if we knew how to be present and we were mindful about the stuff we put in our body, including people, but then also the people we keep around. Remember, because I already said science proves that stress is contagious and fear is contagious. So it's like the devil you know is what I'm hearing. One of you guys said it in a comment that it's an actual quote, but I don't know what it is. I just hear it in my head. The devil you know is something, something, something. I don't know. But it's like with that Seven of Swords in reverse, we have a tendency in society at large to lie to ourselves about our leaders, especially with this having, look at all the people surrounded by him in this Seven of Swords. And Seven of Swords is usually just one guy holding a bunch of swords, which usually means like deceit. But notice how this one guy is now leading this group. And notice this light, which kind of reminds me of vanity, looking in the mirror. So it's like the people that control us today, they're so lost, and then they're spewing their lost shit onto us, and then we go out into life and then we're confused why we're not happy, right? Like it's like, think about it nowadays. It's so common sense now, but you would have talked about this 5-10 years ago. Pre-pandemic, people would have called you nuts. The American dream is barely possible now. Like the idea to have a spouse, have 2 kids, the white picket fence, the dog. First of all, people can't even afford a home, let alone like a healthy one. And then you got people, this is also a message from Spirit, where the whole world is in survival. And then you're wondering why you can't attract healthy, fulfilling connections if everyone's living in survival. You have generational karma seeping down, or generational trauma seeping down into the kids of the kids of the kids until someone decides to stop it. So you have that trauma. So it's literally in your DNA from birth. So then you have to take it on once you get older and can figure out how to transmute it, assuming you didn't have a perfect family, which is kind of hard to believe that most people do at this point in time. Anyway, they're channeling more than they're telling me with the cards. So definitely something about how are we supposed to feel solid within when we can't even trust the people that are supposed to protect us? So that's our parents, that's our politicians, that's our police, right? People of color worrying that can't trust their police. If you don't have a foundation of trust within your body and within yourself, why wouldn't you be anxious is kind of the question Spirit's asking. Because I think right now, as a collective, what I'm hearing is we're supposed to be learning how to take our power back, which is why we're in these toxic connections with these toxic friends, dealing with our toxic parents, watching our toxic politicians. And it's like, this is supposed to be the generations or just the time period where we go, enough is enough. I think this is why we're seeing Eat the Rich and the fall of celebrities. When you're in a survival state, you don't care about people and their bullshit. Like you usually can tolerate it, right? Like we can't really tolerate, I don't know. Give me an example, Spirit. Like it's kind of hard to sit here and feel sorry for Blake Lively when people are literally struggling to pay their rent and Blake is whining and then weaponizing the Me Too movement. Like we can see through the bullshit now because we got our own shit to deal with. So that's just kind of a side message of why society's going in a different direction. 9 of Wands. Yeah, everyone's exhausted because it's almost like by the time you get home from work, when do you have time to do anything else? This is like, well, they're trying to get the point across of like, while self-care and rest is a necessity and it's a priority, it's kind of hard for the people of this generation to feel that way because it's like, well, let's say you do have kids, right? I got to take care of my kids. I got to work my job. Maybe there's a deadbeat dad in the way, so I have to make sure I'm doing double the work because he's not there. Like, it's just given a lot of like, we're all battle scarred. So why wouldn't we be anxious? We don't even have time to prioritize the things that matter. Strength in the card. We give our vulnerability to the wrong people. Again, this is like trusting your parents when you have a different mindset, skill set. Like, for instance, with the strength card in reverse, it kind of reminds me of like, you know, when you're having a moment of vulnerability and you're exhausted. And so you go to ask someone for advice, but that person may not be the right person, even if the intention is well. So it's like, you can't even really trust where you're getting advice from unless you're going like outsourcing is what I'm seeing. Because it's like, like for instance, asking your mom relationship advice when you've seen the shit she puts up with. Like that's kind of the vibe. Or asking your friend or just stuff like that. It's like, and it's also a lack of knowledge of the things that really matter. Like I'm seeing a burning of books, but I'm being drawn, like they're showing me a year timeline and that was like way further back. But there's something here about like we used to have education on things that mattered, and now the things that matter that help us get into our body and feel present are considered woo woo and spiritual and not based in reality. But it's like they're reminding me of like the placebo effect. There's a reason the placebo works. Our mind is a lot more powerful than we realize, but we think that our vulnerability is weakness. And so instead of getting help, we kind of push other people to the side, or we get wrong help. Like it's reminding me of this doctor that's a YouTuber that quit because he calls it sick care. And there's like this blood pressure medicine that says don't take with grapefruit, because grapefruit is Earth's natural blood pressure medicine. So it's like we have medicine that's causing more damage than good. We got food and drink that's causing more damage than good. We got people that are causing more damage than good. And honestly, Spirit's kind of like, why are you shocked that you're anxious? Like that's kind of the vibe here. It's like everything that you've been taught to accept and to trust. Whoever's on my spirit team likes the word hogwash. It sounds like an old white man. Like, I don't know what's going on. But, oh, I just heard old white woman. Thank you. Okay. But yeah, it's kind of like how our society's kind of designed to make us anxious at this state in our history. There's kind of, honestly, the only way to reduce the anxiety, the more I read into this, would be to go against everything that you've been taught. Last card. 5 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, don't feel your feelings, especially men, right? I mean, I got this too, but a lot of men will get this where it's like, this reminded me of the movie with Tom Hanks where he's like, there's no crying in baseball. Like we're kind of all taught that now. Like I know men are taught that, but I was taught that too. So it's like we have a disconnect from our emotional body. We have a disconnect from our mental body because we're trusting the wrong people. We have a disconnect from our spiritual body because we're taught that it's bullshit. Because science can't coexist with spirituality to some extent. And so it's like, we don't know who we are. We don't know what we want. We're told what we want, and it doesn't feel right to our heart. There's so many reasons why we're anxious. Like I'm seeing a group of like spiritual beings, but they look like humans to kind of put the point across. And they all have their arms folded and they're going like this. They're like, you know how like those memes where it's like gestures vaguely at everything? Like that's kind of the vibe. It's like, why wouldn't you be anxious? Honestly, what I'm getting, because they're zooming me out for a second, we're in a pivotal, like I've been saying when we cover all the pop culture, we're in a pivotal moment in history and this will change, but we got to be the ones that change it. Like it's reminding me of, I don't know if I ever say her name right, Greta Thunberg, whatever. The girl that's like 18 and she cares about like the well-being of planet Earth. Like, that's the moment in history we're supposed to be in right now because we've lost our connection to self, and that's where most of the anxiety is coming from. How do you expect to feel safe if you can't trust your people, if you can't trust your loved ones, if you can't trust the food you're eating, if you can't... But I'm seeing this change because they're drawing me to RFK Jr., getting rid of like artificial dye and stuff like that. We are chipping away at things that need to go, and we're also slowly going to wake up to this because they're reminding me of someone I know that's starting to do woo-woo shit, and I'm like, you used to make fun of me for this and now you're into it, but I'm more grateful that she's into it than I have to argue. All right, Spirit, what else? What is anxiety from a spiritual... You're disconnected from self. That's what it is. That's the problem. You're anxious because your body's going, hey, I'm not in alignment. Listen to me. That's kind of the vibe. It's like for instance, I'm so good at this. I know me and caffeine don't agree, but I still drink like half a can of soda in the morning because I'm always tired. And then my body will feel like shit. And then I'm like, why did I do this to myself? So a lot of the anxiety things we know about. The problem is, now I don't remember if science, I'm pretty sure science does prove this, but they're showing me like energy being stored within the body and within the cells, and this is why we have fat getting poured on. Like it's reminding me of how a lot of people have guts, but it's designed, as much as it sucks, trust me, it's designed to protect your internal organs because we eat to hibernate, to protect ourselves from like, back in the day when there's wolves and shit like that. So it's like the things that used to keep us safe are now like kind of counterproductive. Because, for instance, like our brain, we have the amygdala, which teaches us fight, flight, or freeze. And you'll see this in animals where, like a deer, for instance, it knows it's about to be killed. Something's coming after it. It's running, right? That's that fight, flight. But then the animal gives up. So then the deer stops, the deer shakes it off, and then it continues. Our brain is wired like that, except we don't have that end part that animals in the wild do, where we stop, shake it off, and move forward, because we don't touch our emotions. We don't touch the emotional body. If that hurts, we push it down. And because we're doing so much of that, our body is, what I'm seeing is like, I don't know if any of you have watched the show Friends, but she has this secret closet full of all of the mess that she has because she's a neat freak, but that's the stuff she doesn't know what to do with. So it's like our body has all of this extra energy in it from things that we should have dealt with years ago and from foods and stuff like that. So it's like that relationship that broke your heart that you never dealt with, that's still in your body. You have not dealt with it. You haven't cried it out. So that energy is still stuck in there. Your parents are cruel to you, but you were taught to respect your elders. And so you're not dealing with those emotions. It's stuck in your body. It's turning into anxiety. There's a reason dis-ease is literally dis-ease. It's disharmony within the body. So the more you get in touch with your body and your emotions, the more you have mind, body, spirit unification, the less anxiety you're going to feel. All right, Spirit, what is anxiety through your perspective? It's a lack of balance within. A lack of knowing, like, yin-yang energy, when I should go after things versus when I should take a break. This is also reminding me of, like, hustle culture. So it's like, you know you need rest because you're going on 3 days, but instead of listening to that, you're drinking another soda, you know what I mean? So it's like us not listening to the body. It has to act out in other ways. Six of Cups, he has the history repeating itself. It's like consume, consume, consume. Don't ask questions. Oh, it's real convenient that we don't have many studies on it, and then they like discount the studies. You know what's reminding me of is when they realized that cigarettes were actually really, really bad for you, so they just moved over to Nabisco and decided to make food addictive instead because we couldn't do much about it. I mean, we're just now starting to. So that's kind of the vibe. It's like history repeats itself. The powers that be know that getting you addicted to shit makes you spend money. So why would they stop? So it's like, here's this video game that makes you addicted, but then you get addicted to the dopamine rush. And then now you don't know how to enjoy the fruits of labor because you're used to this quick. They already said, like, psychologically speaking, TikTok is the equivalent of like gambling at home. Like, it's just constantly pulling the lever. So it's like, we're so disconnected from ourselves that honestly, it could be a plethora of things. Just see what boot fits you, I guess. It could be 2 out of 3 of these. It could be all 50 of these things. So it's really just kind of learning what did you get your heart broken and did you ignore it? Looking at that. Was your father not in the picture and now you're chasing after emotionally unavailable guys? We need to look at that because it's like the anxiety for spirit is really just a blueprint of shit that we haven't dealt with. You know what I mean? It's reminding me of, like, how do I word this? Ironic? I don't know. They're playing the song Ironic in my head. It's like rain on your wedding day, a free ride when you've already paid. It's like, we technically kind of know how to deal with this, but we need to be looking to the future in order to do so. Notice how both their heads are faced towards the future. It's like we have a tendency of obsessing over the past. And then historically, our past never really was worried about us being completely well. Like, we don't have a culture of wellness. Honestly, being well, really well, would make you look more woo-woo or hippie or whatever they'll paint it in. Like, you know, being vegan makes you a weirdo and shit like that. Like, we're just very disconnected with how humans are supposed to live. We lived off the land. We used to know when a storm was coming because we could feel the shift in the temperature and the shift in the pressure in the air. And like, we're so disconnected from that now. And it's like, well, of course you're anxious. Honestly, if you were someone who decided I didn't want to do this anymore, I disconnected and now I live off the land, you're more than likely to be someone who doesn't struggle with anxiety because your feet is in the grass every day. You're slow because you're being more mindful. You're getting your food and stuff like that. We're not designed to be fast paced, but we can easily get hooked into it. Like, they remind me of how I used to try really, really hard to be like everybody else and go, 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 go. And it made me so uncomfortable and disconnected from my body. So that's kind of what they're getting at. Judgment. Yeah, it's like the public and public opinion and public perspective and public perception. So it's like we kind of fall prey to like, what are they doing? What do they say is okay? Oh, all the famous cool people that I look up to, they're doing Ozempic. Well, I guess that's how I should lose weight. Maybe I shouldn't look at the nutritional value of the shit I eat. Like, that's kind of the vibe. What is anxiety from a spiritual perspective? Oh, also stifling your voice with this Page of Swords in the reverse. It's like when you are angry or you're sad and someone's disrespecting you or your boundaries, but you don't say anything because you want to keep the peace. This kind of reminds me of the Akashic Records with all these books here. It's, you ever have that day where you have a fight with someone and you don't say what you want to say because you're emotional, and then like 2 days later after they blocked you, you're like, you know what? I fucking should have said this. And back then at 9:30 p.m. I have that text and it's like we get caught up in our own brains and then we wonder why we're spiraling. It's like we don't know how to let go of things when it's time to be let go of. We don't know how to be the bigger person sometimes, depending on who you are. It could be all the time. I don't know. You know you better than I do. But it's like that stifling of the voice creates anxiety as well, because it's like for instance, maybe we went down a career path because, you know, all of our family is dentists and I wanted to be an artist, but instead everyone told me that I had to get my master's like they did. And then I went to college and I'm miserable and I don't understand why. And it's like, because you always knew you were supposed to be an artist. You just didn't listen to that. So you stifled yourself, you stifled your creative passion, and then all that energy has nowhere to go. So this is why, like, when you're anxious, you should lean on things like exercise to burn the energy off, but then also exercise like yoga to help you get back into your body and to get back to stillness. The Emperor. Yeah, it's like the way this world is working nowadays, it's against everything that we should be standing for. It's like all masculine energy, all trust the powers that be, all, of course you're going to be anxiety ridden. The whole world is. So it's like, and then you got the Emperor next to this page and it's in the reverse. So it's like, maybe your dad wasn't in the picture. Maybe your dad wasn't a father, and maybe your mother had to step up to be the father. And so she was in her masculine energy. She didn't know how to nurture you. So it's like that lack of nurturing in the fundamental years, that lack of understanding that I have the freedom to figure out who I am. We didn't get any of that. Most people didn't get any of that. And so the anxiety is your body going, no, this is wrong. Let's try something else. Like, they're also drawing me to the fact that I've been trying to slow down and live more mindfully. And it was really, really uncomfortable in the beginning, and it still is. And I'm months into this because my body's hardwired for chaos and to be ready for worst case scenario and to be ready for, you know, a 5 of Cups grief-ridden outcome. So it's like, even when we try our best to sit still and enjoy our lives, it's kind of hard because we have this voice in our ear, whether it's our parents or just the world around us, old friends, old relationships, where it's like, don't do it this way, do it that way. And so because we're never listening to our body the way that we're supposed to be, our gut, our heart, where's that energy going to go? Energy, it's remind me of science. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So if we have energy in our body of this pain of a situation that we never dealt with, where do you think it's going to go? It's going to be stuck in our body. Think about like I have a small dog. Think about the small dogs when they're really anxious about something. You can see them shaking. It's because they can get that energy out that way. We don't do anything to get the energy out. You're less likely to deal with anxiety if you're working out often and stuff like that, because really it's physical energy. It's like a fire inside of you that has nowhere to go. Yeah, Knight of Cups is burnout as well. So it's like you're burnt out. Why am I hearing Tupac? You're whack, you're twisted, your girl's a hoe, broke, kid ain't yours, and everybody know. Your old man say you're stupid. You be like, so, I love my baby mother. I never let her go. Like, think about everything in those lines. Like, staying with someone that's shitty for you, having a parent that doesn't see you, that having that inner critic. You're telling yourself that you're whack and you're twisted. Like, all of those things combined, of course, you're going to be anxious. Like, Spirit is putting me in this energy and is like, are you shocked that the world is anxious? And I'm like, no, this makes perfect sense. So I guess real quick, I'm going to end it because I feel like this is just common sense stuff. It's physical energy within the body. Look at all these fires here. It's energy within the body that we stifled that was supposed to go somewhere else. So like a fight that you should have stood up for yourself. You pushed it down. That energy's in your body. Your man cheated on you. You didn't want to leave him. You didn't want to lose him. You pushed it down. That's energy in your body. Then you go on to the foods that don't help you, and you're drinking 5 things of caffeine, and caffeine doesn't agree with your body, and so you're getting the shakes and you're not listening, and you're eating food that's not really food, because if you looked at the ingredients, and hey bestie, I feel called out too, so I get it, but it's like you have all of these things going against you. Why wouldn't you be anxious is kind of the question Spirit's asking you now. It's kind of like, and now back to you. So all right, Spirit, what do we do, or how do you want to wrap this up? Whatever. The High Priestess in reverse. We ignore our intuition. We ignore what we should be listening to. This also reminds me of like noticing how the animals move. They listen to their foundations, like the cat. The cat's not going to let you just pet the cat. Like my cat will not let you pet them. You have to earn its trust. We don't move like that anymore. Look at how this woman knows her worth. She's a beautiful black woman with the beautiful hair, and she just owns who the fuck she is. She don't care if anyone got anything to say. I don't care if you don't like my natural hair. I don't care if you don't like the shit I put in. I don't care if you don't like that I have a face tattoo. I don't care. Like, that's kind of the vibe. It's like we need to get into this place where we realize that we are, I'm hearing Christina Aguilera, you are beautiful no matter what they say. Words won't bring me down. That's the vibe. It's like we're so invested. And this is also the rise of technology. Facebook, Snapchat. They remind me of like how 13-year-olds are now going to doctors to see if they can get their face made over to a Snapchat filter. It's like we don't know who we are anymore. We don't like ourselves. We're expected not to like ourselves. Oh, you got 5 pounds extra. Oh, now you're a piece of shit. You're fat. You're like, it's that. It's like we have to walk away from it. We have to decide that we are worthy. We have to decide that we're worth the investment. We have to decide that there's a reason our gut's going off when our boyfriend hasn't talked to us in 8 hours and he said, oh, my phone died, but something's going off. It's like when we ignore that, it turns off. It's reminding me of like, think about people in your life that they've run away from every good thing and now they're kind of like dead inside. Like that's where we're all kind of headed if we don't listen. And that's the problem. Anxiety is all these warnings within us. Now, that being said, I have to point out that if you had trauma in your younger years, your anxiety might be off because it's still used to waiting for the other shoe to drop. So like if you had a chaotic home life where your parents fought all the time and now you're still waiting for there to be a fight, that's something where it's like, okay, your intuition knows that the fight's gone, but you have to deal with the emotions that you never dealt with because you were too busy trying to keep yourself safe. So it's like now that things are calmer, did we have a really volatile relationship with that parent or a spouse? Do we need to deal with it? Do we need to grieve it? Like that's kind of the vibe here, is honoring those emotions when they come up for you with that High Priestess in the reverse. It's like you get an intuitive nudge like, hey, I'm sad about this ex from 3 years ago, but now you're bullying yourself because you're like, why am I thinking about that ex from 3 years ago? I'm over it. But obviously there's something still trapped in your body that's trying to talk to you. Yeah, I'm seeing, it's kind of gruesome, but it's not. I'm seeing a little person, like, it could be a kid, but I see it like knocking on the inside of the body, like, hey, will you listen? Like, that's kind of the vibe. Death card. We hate change. We hate change and we ignore our intuition. This is like being in a loveless marriage and being like, well, if I left, we're going to have to split up shit. I'm going to have to get a lawyer. Like, that's too much work. I'm going to settle for the stress of this. And it's like, there's a reason that this is stressful now. It's because you've outgrown it. When things are uncomfortable, it's because change is trying to come into your life. So don't block it. Like you're in that dead end job that you freaking hate and it's getting worse and worse and worse. And now your boss is just becoming unbearable and you can't understand why. Like, why did it get so bad? And it's like, because the universe is trying to tell you this chapter's over, but because society didn't teach you that way. They teach you, like schooling, grammar school alone, they reward you for not getting sick as a fucking child, bro. Like when I got older, I was like, wait a minute. Luckily, I didn't care because I was a good student, so I just kind of never went. But anyway, This is like, you know, intuitively when things are over, when it's not good for you. Ooh, I feel called out in this one. When you should stop putting the caffeine in your body because it doesn't agree with you, Melinda. That one's for me, but it might also be for you too. It's like we intuitively know, we just don't listen, and that's where the anxiety starts to build up. And so my sister brought me McDonald's French fries, not me telling on myself. If you ever looked up the chemicals and shit. But anyway, I'm still going to eat it because they're good though. But if I have anxiety later, it's on me. So yeah, with the Queen of Wands in reverse, again, it's a stifling of energy. Wands is energy. And again, it's this beautiful woman here with the cat. Again, reminding us of like the cat doesn't just, you know, think about relationship wise, a golden retriever versus a cat, right? That golden retriever is going to love literally everyone. Like I say it all the time, like my dog will lick a murderer trying to come into our house. As long as you pet her, she'll let you murder us. So it's like, we need to learn our standards. We need to be more reserved. We need to read people, watch them, and pick up the cues that they're giving us. But instead, it's like we lie to ourselves. There's a lack of love here with the Queen of Wands in reverse, because that's a beautiful woman. But in the reverse, it's like, well, society told me that I'm not beautiful, so now I'm sucking it in, and my cheeks are puffy, and I don't want to be judged for that. And maybe my eyes are different, and maybe, you know, as simple as society promotes skinny white blonde girls, and I am a thick black girl, or a Spanish girl or Asian girl, whatever. It's like, whatever the wound is, that's what you kind of need to delve into, because that's where the anxiety is coming from. Justice. Yeah, it's like a balancing of the scales. And then notice how this guy's like going towards this big leader type figure. So it's like when we go, you know what? No, I know better than you because I'm listening to my body. I'm listening to my heart. It's knowing yourself. That's really what it is. It's knowing who you are. Yeah, Six of Swords is a transition. And notice this water is like crazy. This is given like, I always butcher this when I'm channeling. Is it Noah's Ark? It's not Joan of Arc, right? Noah's Ark. The one that parted the seas, whatever. It's like when you realize that you deserve better, because Six of Swords is a transition. When you realize that you need to put this behind you, notice how they're away from the storm in this card. And they're keeping the people that deserve to be there, but they're leaving everything else behind. The chaos, the emotional chaos that they were dealing with, we're leaving it behind. We're moving on to something new and better. So it's like, as a society, we have trouble. It's like we like to take orders and then just assume that someone else has got it. And this life is meant to make us go, no, I got it. I got it. I'm going to do well. I'm going to be fine. I got this. These are just shitty emotions. I'm going to feel it. I'm going to pass through it. I'm going to let go. All right, I'm thinking about my ex from 5 years ago. I'm going to put on a sad movie. I'm going to cry it out. And then obviously that's something that needed to be moved. And now I'm detached. It's like there's a lot of subconscious pain that's still in our brain that we thought pushing down was going to work for us, even if it was in the child years, so we don't remember it. But it's like when it comes up, we have to deal with it. Otherwise, anxiety is never going to really leave, because energy... Yeah, exactly. Anxiety is just energy. It's the energy we haven't dealt with. Four of Swords in the reverse. Yeah, this is like realizing that I'm in control. I'm not sleeping on myself. And notice how in this card, to end it, she's in the tree. And the tree is something, again, where it's grounding and it's peaceful. It's like we don't appreciate the things that we should. It's like children not being outside playing anymore. They're looking at a screen as young as like a few months, as long as they can hold it, because their parents, God bless them, you know, have to worry about paying their bills. And so it's like, well, I can't afford a sitter. So it's like knowing where you were stunted and having the balls to acknowledge that, so that you don't have to be anxious anymore. Spirit's kind of going, what are you anxious about? Where did probably an adult figure or someone you loved, where did they let you down? Where did you not want to acknowledge that? And how do we best acknowledge it moving forward and leave it in the past? Yeah, I'm hearing this old ass song. I think it's Blurry, Puddle of Mud. Can you take it all away when you shoved it in my face, this pain you gave to me? So you got the pain of your parents, you got the pain of spouses, you got the pain of societal norms, you got the pain of food and drink that's not healthy for you. And it's like, I'm hearing Rome wasn't built in a day and Vienna waits for you, which is giving me this feeling of like, take it one step at a time. Yeah, I'm hearing Jordan Sparks, one step at a time. Take it one step at a time. When something comes up, acknowledge it, honor it, slow down. Ask yourself why you're constantly trying to do some form of escapism, whether it's TV, drugs, alcohol, going out just to not be home, being with somebody to not be alone. Like, ask yourself why you're running away from yourself, because that's the golden nugget that's going to help calm your nervous system down. Your body is trying to talk to you. Listen to it. Am I anxious around just specific people? Maybe my body's trying to tell me those people are not right for me. Am I anxious every time I'm drinking caffeine? Maybe it's time to admit that I can't handle it. Hey, it's me. Hi, I'm also the problem. Is it this person? Is it this societal expectation of me? Is my family expecting me to be a scientist, but I want to be an artist? Like, those are all the things you got to ask, because from Spirit's point of view, anxiety is energy stored that's trapped that needs to be transmuted. And it's also your body going, hey, listen to me. This isn't the right fit. What I'm seeing is like a puzzle piece that's trying to look for its right puzzle piece. But then we live in this society where it's like, you have to fit in right away, and you have to fit in by doing it this way. So now you're a square peg in a round hole, and you're like, why am I so fucking miserable? And it's like, because you're a square peg. Go find your other square pegs. You know, it's like me being an introvert trying to bond with a bunch of extroverts and then feeling drained and sad every single time. And it's like, that's how I'm going to feel hanging out with extroverts, and I need to accept that. You know what I mean? So know you, know your needs, and understand when people and places don't fit it, whether it's for a little while they fit, but then you're meant to grow out of it. Or if it's people that you're trying to settle for, that the universe is like, no. Or a job, no. Your body is trying to talk to you. That's what Spirit's really trying to get across. It's like, you shouldn't fear anxiety, because it's really your nervous system trying to tell you, hey, I don't like this. Like, hey, this is too fast paced for me. Or, hey, this food doesn't agree with me. Or, hey, this job doesn't support me and it's not worth the money. Like, it's your body talking to you. It's like you got a walkie-talkie, one in your hand and one inside your body. And then your body's going, hey, I need you. Hey, help. And we're going, no, that's not a big deal. Let me just tone it out. Let me numb it out. Let me get rid of it. Let me, like you go to a bar, because this is how I used to feel in my 20s looking back. But if you don't, that's fine. But just as an example, right? You go to the bar, it's like 9 o'clock, because that's when things start to pop off on a Friday. And you're really actually anxious, and it's not until you pound a couple of shots that now you feel like you're with your clique, and now you feel like you're good. But it's like Spirit wants you to use that nugget where it's like that moment where you're feeling anxious is that opportune moment for you to learn about yourself. So for me, my body was probably saying, hey, you don't do well in crowds. You're an introvert. That's a lot of energy you're about to take on, and it's going to drain the shit out of you. And instead of me listening to that and, figuring out something that better works for me, maybe taking breaks, going outside more, or just singing and leaving, instead I drank myself out of my emotions. And it's like we have a society that numbs the emotions away, which is why the anxiety is getting louder, why it's now more of an anxiety disorder. It's like because we're not listening to any part of our body going, hey, I don't like insert noun here. You know what I mean? What's the back deck energy? 5 of Wands. Yeah, it's conflict. And then 5 Wands again is energy. So it's like, and then 5 is also about change. So it's like we are afraid of conflict. We're afraid of change. We're afraid of the energy that we feel. So we call it anxiety, but really it's just energy. Like, it's reminding me of the book I got from my Amazon wish list. I don't remember who gave it to me. I apologize. But it's this book called Sensitivity is Our Superpower. And she talks about how anxiety is really just energy flowing throughout our body. And if we were to just lay down and be still and just sit with it and feel it, it'll eventually stop. I'm going to be honest, I haven't tried it, but maybe, damn it. I knew they were going to fucking pull that card. Hold on. Okay. So the Hermit, introspection, going within, knowing thyself. Notice how it's like his temple is lined up with the light. So it's like tapping into my third eye and my intuition. And again, with the candle reminds me of energy. So it's like going within and seeking solitude when things get chaotic. It's not really what we do, right? Like going back to that dude I dated for like a week with all the caffeine and drugs and everything like that. That man could not be alone. He was always trying to find something to do. 4 hours of sleep, weed 24/7, soda and caffeine 24/7. And it's like, what are you running away from? That's what Spirit's asking you to look into, because that's where the anxiety is coming from. It's a disconnect within self. Because Celestial Weaver, it's all about like manifestation and stuff. I want to make sure I have that correct. One sec. I knew I had to take this out. Okay, so it says, weave the fabric of your reality through your thoughts, intentions, and actions. Every thread you weave has a ripple effect in the universe. Be mindful of your thoughts and intentions. They are what will create a beautiful tapestry of life. which is exactly what I've been on about. We don't listen to all of the little niggles within us that say, hey, this is what is creating our world, right? How many times do I talk about the girl that's always like, oh, all I attract are cheaters. And then she put that in the universe and guess what she attracts? Cheaters. And then notice how in this photo, I just read the definition, so now this is an extra card in the deck. But notice how in this photo, she's creating alchemy. She's taking all this energy and she's demanding it go somewhere, right? She knows the power of it and she's putting it somewhere else. This reminds me of like return to sender spells and just like burning off energy and using it. Like, okay, when my spouse passed away, it prompted me to want to make a song, and it prompted me to make the little collage at the end of these videos and stuff like that. So it's like using pain to create purpose. That's really the vibe here. Yeah, because Four of Wands, you live with you and you die with you. Four of Wands is about the home, but the home is the temple, and the temple is your body. So it's like, if we're not taking care of that, what do you expect it to do? Like, it's got to be taken care of. You wouldn't expect, like, if you're a homeowner, right, or you have your own apartment, you got to clean it, right? Like, you have to clean the dust, you have to take out the trash, all that stuff. Well, our body is that's why we call it a temple. There's stuff that needs to be taken care of, but we ignore it with the Ten of Swords in reverse because we don't like endings. And we intellectualize our emotions because swords is thoughts, right? But again, he's on a rock, not touching the water, and the water is representative of our emotions. So it's like, if we're trying to intellectualize everything, that's when our brain spins out of control, and that's when we're stuck and we don't feel like we can, oh, this is a Three of Swords. Okay, so heartbreak. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, the cursive confuses me sometimes. Do they still learn that in school? Serious question. I don't know. But with that Three of Swords in the reverse, again, it's avoiding a heartbreak, avoiding the pain that comes with it, and then intellectualizing our emotions instead of just grievance. Grievance is what's going to help you get through a lot of anxiety. Owning what's painful so that you can come away a different person with a new chapter, with new insight, with new knowledge, so that you can walk away knowing what you were meant to learn, which is to listen to your body. We weren't taught how to do that super early on. I mean, they really don't force kids to listen to their body, do they? With that whole, oh, you get a sticker if you don't miss any days of school. But it's like, I had the flu, motherfucker. I should have missed school. That's the way to treat myself right. So it's a societal issue. It's a socioeconomic issue. There's everything that I listed. So if you guys enjoyed this, please let me know. I don't know if there's anything else that I could cover. I think maybe we could look into like how the world's going to change or something, because it seems like we are in a very pivotal moment. So I'm interested to see what's going to come of this. But I'm going to leave it here. If you made it to the end, please leave a red heart emoji so that I know that you guys like these. Because remember, if you like these ones and you're like, oh, pop culture always wins. Well, I need y'all to help me make these win so that we could do more of these. So please make sure you comment on it. If you enjoyed it, please share it with your friends. But I'm going to leave it here, bestie. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that this helped. And I will see you guys in the next video. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok if they still got it, thekarmicdf.com if you'd like a private reading. But I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for watching.
Life's complicated, we all have our faults. The more we are separate, we close off our hearts. No vulnerability and we can't connect. Lean on our vices to try and forget that we're only human, we all want the same. Egos and pride differ when we're to blame. Now you're alone in tears asking God why. Imagine what happened if we simply try.